Okay, good morning to everybody. So we are in June. Today is June the 1st, I guess, right? June the 1st. Yeah. So we are going to continue with our unit. We are studying, and this corresponds to unit 4B, which is what's next. But we are on page 48. No, sorry, 49. 49. This is our page. So last class, we were reviewing the uses of future. Do you remember, Tiare, that we reviewed the uses of future? We reviewed, you see, the future forms.
Yes.
Yeah, for example, when something a person has already decided to do, and we also check when something someone has arranged to do, and when something someone decides to do at the moment or as someone is speaking. This is the three uses that we reviewed. In other words, present continuous, right? That is usually used, as I said before, when we have arrangements. And will is when you have made a decision at the moment of the speaking. And going to, when you talk about plans or intentions, you see that you have decided a little bit before or before, right? That's the idea of the three uses of future. Now we have something pending, which corresponds to number 9. This is what we're going to do now. Now, exercise number 9 that says complete the responses with the most logical future form, and then work in pairs. Compare and discuss your answers. Okay, so we have number 1 says A. Are you following me, Tiare? I'm reading the exercise first, okay? 1 says, A, do
Okay.
you have any plans for when you leave college? Yes, you see, the person is asking you if you have any plans for when you leave college. So something that you have decided now, but you're going to do it in the future. That's going to be your plan. In this case, so we have to think about what future? Be going to. You see?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
what are you going to answer here? Using the verb that is in parentheses that says take. You say yes.
I am going to take
Yeah, I'm going to take. What are you going to take? What
a
are
year off.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to take a year off. Yeah, that's very you see typical sometimes Tiare, in the United States and also in other, you see, European countries. Some students, well, they have, of course, I think maybe certain kind of, you see, backing from their parents, because they sometimes, most of the students take a year off, so it means that they don't attend, you see, university or college, you see. So this is what they do. Well, number 2, it says here, number 2, I can decide what to do. Yeah, imagine that someone says this, I can decide what to do, and then another person that is talking to you tells you, it's okay. And then at the moment of the speaking, that person, you see, makes a decision. So what is the thing that you're going to write here? What kind of future? I can,
I'll help you.
yes, I'll help you. That's it. In number 3, there is a question again and says, is it true that Samira is leaving? And says, yeah. And then we have something very interesting, to discover the future we are going to use, because here we're given a date, you see? So we have something, that is an arrangement, and we have the date, because they are usually characterized because they give us, information about the dates, and it says next month. So what are you going to write here?
She is getting
Yes, married.
married.
Yeah, she's getting married. She's getting married next month. All right. In number 4, there's another question that says, did you enroll in evening classes? Yes, it says, to my first class tonight. Yeah. And says tonight, something, that he has maybe um, that he has, this person has
Arrangement to.
an arrangement to, because we have, it says tonight. Yes. So here, what are you going to use here? Yes.
I'm going to my
Yeah.
first class.
Yeah, I'm going to my first class. Okay, good. It is also, grammarians suggest, you see, that you can also use here, you see, I'm going to go. This is also correct. It's possible, but most people, you see, use present continuous due to the fact that, you know, you're given information about the time. Okay, that's why they say, I'm going to my first class tonight. Okay, number 5. I can't get this can open. And the person says, hey, here, give it to me. Yeah, so you see, at the moment of the speaking, someone is, making a decision. So,
I'll open.
yeah, I'll open it. Yes, I'll open it. Good, I'll open it. Okay, let's check it again in case that someone, you know, that is watching this class can be lost. Okay, Tere, so let's change the order. Now you ask me and I answer you. Okay, the same exercises. Okay, so as to check pronunciation, you see, etc. Okay, you start again. 1,
Okay.
do you?
Do you have any plans for when you leave college?
Yes, I'm going to take a year off because I'm very tired. Okay, yes. Number 2.
I can't decide what to do.
It's okay, I help you. 3.
Is it true that Hamira is leaving?
Yeah, she's getting married next month. You know something? I am invited. Okay, number 4.
Did you enroll in evening classes?
Yes, I'm going to my first class tonight. Okay, so I'm very happy about it. 5.
I can't get this can open.
Here, give it to me. I'll open it. All right. Did you know, Tiare, how we are working? So, for example, well, then we're going to do exercises. I mean, we're going to use some speaking exercises because in number 13, we have that activity. Now we have a vocabulary, Tiare, about education, right? Which is also very important. It says here, how do these events affect one another? Okay, so we are going to see these timelines with some expressions about education. Yeah, it says take a trainee or take a course. Well, this is collocation. Get it? Remember, every time we say in English take, you take a course, right? Sometimes people use other things like say instead of take, they can think about another verb, but the correct verb is you take. Hello, Kimberly. You take, you see, a course. For example, this semester, next semester, Tiare, if you use it in context, you can say, I'm going to take a lot of courses. Or if I ask you, Tiare, how many courses are you going to take next semester? What would be your answer? You have some plans. You have thought about it and you have decided about it. So you can use be going to if I say, what courses are you going to take, next semester?
I'm going to take English course.
Okay, right. And you're going to take other courses or this is the only one? How many are you going to take? How many courses are you going to take next semester? 4?
I'm going to take 6 courses the
Wow,
next year.
6 courses. Oh my God. They are a lot of courses you are thinking of taking. Okay. Fail an exam. Well, this is the collocation when people don't succeed in, for example, in let's say, for example, in passing a course, right? So when people cannot get a 4, you see, to pass the course. So in this case, we use the verb fail. So people can fail, you see, a course for different reasons. Maybe because he didn't go to class, during the semester. That could be a cause or a reason, or because the person was sick, you see, or because he didn't study enough. So for these reasons, someone can fail, you see, an exam, a course, you can fail a test, etc. Okay? All right. Did you fail any course last semester? Tiare? Did you fail any course?
No, I didn't.
Oh, congratulations. Good. Get a degree. Well, you get a degree. This is something very important. So you can, underline because you get a degree, use the preposition in for you, Tiare and Kimberly. Remember, because it's very important. I can say, for example, I got a degree in linguistics. You see? So that is my specialization. I got a degree in phonetics, or I got a degree in education, right? It's in. This is the correct preposition that we use, okay? So you can, when we talk about a degree, we usually mean an academic, you see, qualification. That's the idea of a degree in English, okay? It's like, you see, it could be un grado, en Spanish puede ser un título, un grado, puede ser un certificado, un diploma. That's the idea, okay, of degree. So maybe if you finish your studies, for example, Tiare, you can continue, for example, studying at the university and, for example, thinking about, for example, maybe a degree in grammar, since you like grammar, right? So this is the idea of, and then you can get a degree in the future in grammar. That means that you can become an expert in this, field, okay? And what about, what would you like to, would you like to get a degree in any, you see, specific area or not? Tiare, would you like to study something once you have finished the university? Would you like to continue your studies?
Yes, I would like to have a magister.
Yeah, a master degree. Yeah, master
Yes,
degree. Master degree. That's magister. Master degree.
master degree
Yeah. In what? In
in
linguistics?
mm, yes. I want to be a teacher of university.
Yeah. Okay. So you would like to be a professor then. Good. Yeah.
A professor.
Yeah. If you have that in mind, of course that you need to have a master degree. You need to have. Kimberly. Hello, Kimberly. Kimberly, would you like to, we are checking exercise number 10. We just reviewed number 9. Now we are in number 10, checking education, and we're putting these words in context. That's why I am asking you, if you, for example, in your case, would you like to get a degree in any specific, for example, area or field of knowledge?
No, not really. I would like to just finish this course of studies, and I would like to work in rural schools.
Yeah, okay, good. All right. Let's see. Then we have, you see, the other one is, the other vocabulary is get bad grades. Well, this is something that sometimes people also, you see, make mistakes in terms of the words they use. The collocation is we get good grades, or we can get bad grades, right? So, for example, I can say I got a bad grade in my first test, or some students can say, oh, I'm very, you see, worried because I have got a lot of bad grades, you see, in sociology, right? Or you can say the other way around. So if you put it in context, I am very, you see, happy because I have got good grades in most of my subjects. Well, I feel, very good because I have devoted a lot of time to my studies. That's the idea. Okay. Tiare, what about last semester? Did you get good grades or did you get bad grades?
I get both.
I got because I asked. Did you get last semester? Okay.
I got both.
You got bad grades or both good and bad grades?
Good and bad grades.
Oh, great. All right, good. And Kimberly, what about you? How was your term last semester? Did you get good grades or did you get bad grades?
I didn't get any failing grade, but it wasn't what I expected. I did better the first semester.
Yeah, right. The first semester. Yes, I remember that. Well, you have to be conscious that maybe, for example, if you continue your studies and you're passing, you see all the subjects, sometimes you're going to find subjects that are a little bit more difficult than others. So you have to try to make, efforts in order to get a good grade, right? Because they are not as easy as we can think sometimes. Okay, you pass exams. Well, this is when you pass an exam. We always, have to take, you see, uh, some exams. Sometimes people pass the exams, and sometimes people, you see, fail an exam. If they fail, what can you do if you fail an exam or a test? What can you do? Can you retake it? Can you retake an exam or not?
No, only if it's the final one.
Yeah, okay. Only, yeah, the final one. So in case that you cannot have, for example, a 4 at the end of the semester, like your final grade, well, maybe in that case, you can take a special test, but then you cannot retake it, right? So that's the last part of the system. Okay, good. A test, well, everybody know what it is. Stay in school. What is the idea of stay in school? What do you mean by that? Stay in school. Do you have any idea about that? You stay in. Can you give me a synonym of a stay in school?
I'm guessing it means that they continue study.
Yeah, okay, you continue, right? You maintain, yeah, you remain in a place. Yeah, that's the idea of stay in school. Okay, have you heard about what a college is? Well, you, Kimberly, you were in the States, so you have an idea, I think, what a college is. Do you know what a college is? Or have you heard about what a college is? Because people
I've
always,
heard about it, but I've never understood the difference between college and university, to be honest.
yeah,
I
okay.
know that there were a lot of colleges around the area I used to live, but I've never understood the difference. Sorry.
Okay. And you, Tiare, do you have any idea about the difference between college and university?
No, I really don't know.
Mm, okay. Well, it's important, ladies, that I remember that I visited some colleges in the United States. I was in the university, but at the same time, I had the opportunity to visit some colleges. And, colleges are, places for specialized, education after the age of 16, right? 16, where people, study there or train, you see, to get knowledge or to get skill. That's why you find, for example, secretarial college. We can find, for example, a training college, a business college, etc. But college, that's why people get confused, because college is also university, you know? So when, for example, you can go for a lot of years, you see, if you want to be a doctor, you can go to a college, because the universities sometimes, are divided into colleges. In the big campus, you have different buildings in the university. And there in the university, you have also, they call colleges. For example, let's say the College of Arts and Sciences at New York University. So you have it in the university. Or college of, let's say the College of what? Of Linguistics, for example. You see? That's why people, sometimes, confuse. But it's very important that when I visited the college in the US, the students that finish, high school, they can go to college. They go to college and they can study, for example, let's say to become a mechanic, right? And the colleges have, let's say, very good infrastructure. So you have, for example, people who study to become a mechanic. They have, you see, these workshops, big workshops, where they find everything, in order to learn how to repair, you know, for example, cars. So that's why that they are very important. And the thing is that when they are in the college, since many of them are associated with universities, a student can continue their studies if they want when they finish, for example, college after 3 years, for example. They can also, you know, continue studies in the university. So this is something very good. But don't remember that in the university, that's why you some people get confused. We can also find buildings because the big universities are divided into different buildings inside the university, and they put the name of college also: College of Arts and Sciences, College of Linguistics, College of Journalism, etc. Right? That's why maybe the confusion. But I like colleges because colleges are immense. They are very big in the United States, where you can see, you know, students, for example, women who want to become a good, for example, bilingual secretary. They can go to a college and they study for 2 years and a half, and they study the specific subjects that are necessary to develop, you know, these skills, and that's it. And then they can leave, you know, I mean, to let's say to work. And there's another advantage that colleges have is that they are all, you see, let's say, connected with industries, and this is very important. That's what they told us when I visited, you know, these colleges. So the students, you know, can, let's say, for example, before starting working, they have to go to the industry, for example, to a big, let's say, car industry, and they stay there for 3 months, no more, and they put into practice what they have learned, you see, in these colleges. This is very important. So all the time they have these kind of agreements, right, with the industries. That's very important. Well, this is what college in general is in the US, right? Well, why did I mean, I told you this because it's important to know this difference. In the other chart here we have, well, first we have these, you know, I mean, timelines that we're going to complete with expressions. And there are other words that you have here: apprentice, for example, apprentice, that I told you, I guess, a couple of weeks ago, is like a trainee, you know, trainee or learner. That's, you know, I mean, apprentice. Do you remember apprentice that I told you that is a person, or it could be someone who has agreed, first of all, you see, to work, of course, for a skilled, you see, I mean, person, right, for a particular period of time, and often for a low payment, more than that, in order to learn, you see, that person's, you see, skills. That's the idea of the apprentice. That's why apprentice corresponds, if I want to give a synonym, trainee, or learner, como un aprendiz. That's the idea of apprentice. Okay, then we have take good grades, yeah. Okay, so with this information, we can complete these timelines. It says, well, the first thing we do is we apply. You see, you apply, it's apply to college, yeah. And then, of course, if you apply, you have to take a test. It's when you apply to a university, right? You have to take a test, like the PSU. Now it's going to be another test, I guess. It has another name. No, what number? I don't remember the name. There's a new name for the new one. Well, apply to college, and then we take a test. Yeah, if we take a test, well, the results can, what happens here? The results can tell me, for example, that if I got good results in the test, I'm going to maybe
pass the exam.
Yeah, but take a test, and after that, I think maybe I'm thinking about if I use these words that are here. You see,
Get
I
good
would
grade.
say take. I would put here take in school, because take a test, apply to college, take a test. Yeah, I know the result. I did everything. I stay in school. Me quedo, permanezco ahí. I take in school, quiere decir que pasé y me voy a quedar en el college. I stay in school, and then esto significa, this means that I go to college. I go to college. In college, I can have lots of possibilities, good possibilities. Maybe I can succeed, I can pass all my exam, or like here, fail an exam, or I can fail a test. If I fail, maybe people can have the possibility of dropping out of college. You see? Well, do you remember to drop out, right? Is when you leave college, right? Because you fail courses. That's to drop out. Okay? So I'm going to repeat again. First, we apply. Then we take a test. After the test, well, we can stay in the school. And if we stay in the school, of course, it means that we go to college. And yeah, in the college, we have this possibility of fail an exam or fail a test. And if we fail, at the end, drop out of college. You see, that's like something logical. In the second case, we have leave school. Means imagine that you, maybe you have left school, leave a school, and when you leave a school, for example, if you are in a special school, you can become an apprentice, and if you become an apprentice, maybe you can, what can you do? You can take possibilities. You can take, what can you take? El aprendiz, el principiante. Become an apprentice. What can you do after? Maybe you can take a training
Take
course.
a course.
Yeah, a course, exactly. And it could be a training course. Podría ser uno de capacitación, a training course. Everybody, we are taking training courses, right? So we can take a training course. If we can get good grades. If we get good grades, we can go to college. And finally, we can finish. And when we finish, we what do we get when you finish?
We get a degree.
Get that degree.
Okay, we get a degree in something. For example, in, I don't know, maybe in literature, for example, it could be linguistics, it could be in different fields. Okay, number 11 says, work in pairs, discuss these questions. How similar or different are events in exercise 10 to your own experience? Are they different or are they similar to your own experience when you were, for example, well, here it's not common to go to college. We have something, well, college can be like a university, similar, but it's not exactly the same. But we can have, I think, similar events when people, because students, when they finish high school, they apply to university, right? That's something similar. I mean, in terms of the logical order, you apply to university, and when you apply to the university, you take a test, which is a national test, right? And then, according to the results, you usually, you enroll in the university, and you, of course, you go there, and you can, I think, pass. I hope people pass most of their exams, or in case that you fail, all your courses, of course, students drop out of university. On the other hand, we have that when students leave schools, they have the possibility, you see, like in a CAP. Yeah, I don't know if we have in a CAP yet, or escuela, how do you call the one that is on España Avenue, la Avenida España? How do you call that school, big one? Se llama Liceo Industrial. Do you know that? That Liceo Industrial is like a college, because the students learn, you see, or they develop certain skills, and then they go to work. Se van a la vida laboral después. So they leave school, they become an apprentice in that places, they take courses, if they succeed, they get good grades there. And if they want, they can apply, for example, to university, and they can get a new degree in the university, right? This is the idea of in Chile. In Chile, I think there are few schools like we call técnicos, liceos técnicos, for example, like the one that I mentioned, como el que les mencioné. In this case, this one, is the students learn mechanic, I think. That's the main field there. and they have workshops. ¿Se han fijado que tienen unos talleres inmensos en la Avenida España, en caso? ¿No? ¿No se han dado cuenta? Did you know, did you have any information about that? Liceo, colegio, ¿cómo se llama? Industrial. ¿Qué tal la Avenida España? It's a big one. No?
Yes.
Yeah. That one, you know, I mean, people also, you know, when they finish, they can go, you know, I mean, to the world of work and they start working. Or they have the possibility, you see, to apply to university too. And of course, they have to take the test. Okay, what kinds of factors influence these decisions? Yeah, what kinds of factors influence these decisions? For example, in case of, imagine that you have just finished your studies at school, at high school, and you are interested in going to university. And what are the factors that influence these decisions? For example, the decision of studying at university. Can you tell me the factors that influence these decisions? Factors. Think about the PSU. That is a factor that influence your decision. Because if you don't, for example, succeed in PSU, you cannot enter the university. That's a factor, or not? Because that
Yeah.
factor influence, you see, your decision.
But also, some people can have other options and they go to like a private university, or some of them enroll in a preuniversitario.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it influences, but only up to a certain point, because obviously you can get into the university you want to, but there are also other possibilities if you really want to study.
Yeah, exactly. Today we have other possibilities like the private universities. Yes, because in some universities, they accept you. I mean, it doesn't matter if you don't, for example, have 600 and something points in the PSU or 540, you know, points in the PSU. If you have less than that, they accept you anyway. So maybe that's why this is a possibility. So maybe the results in the PSU, in this case, the result does not affect your decision. But if you're interested, for example, in studying medicine in one of the most important universities in the country, which is Valparaiso University, that has a prestige in that field in medicine, well, in that case, maybe it's better to take a preuniversitario and to take the test again next year, I think. But I know that there are other private universities now that are offering, you see, this program, medicine. So they also have the possibility to study medicine in other private universities. Good. And what plans do people you know have? Do you know, for example, other people? Do you have brothers? Well, Kimberly, you have little brothers, but do you have friends, or Kimberly, friends also that have, you know, or that you know that have, I mean, some plans? I know people that have plans. They have thought about these plans, and they think that they are going maybe to travel, for example, to other countries in 2 years. In 2 years, not now, right? Tiare?
Some friends want to go to the marina, and
Uh-huh.
others want to work.
Yeah, okay. I see. Yeah. So they want to become probably maybe a sailor. Yeah, okay. And you, Kimberly, do you know something? What plans do people you know have?
I remember when I went to a preuniversitario, a lot of my classmates didn't end up going to university because they didn't do that well in the test.
Yeah.
So their plans, no, Emma, córtala. Their plans were to maybe move to another place. And I remember one particular guy, he wanted to move to Russia because he was from Venezuela, and he said he didn't like Chile that much, so he wanted to do something else for his future. So yeah, that is also a plan that people tend to have, to move to another place or to just, you know, get a job at
Yeah.
doing something.
Yeah. So remember that when they have plans, we use future be going to. So I know that some friends are going to, you know, study, for example, another thing, or they are going to maybe to go to another country because they maybe they didn't, as you say, didn't do well in the PSU test. Okay. All right. And the word building phrasal verbs, we only have two phrasal verbs that you know here: drop out, talking about actions, drop out, and stay in. So now I told you, what is the meaning of drop out? Do you remember what is drop out?
To leave
Yeah,
the university if you fail, or if you
yeah,
want to.
yeah, to leave, you know, university or college because you fail courses. Okay, and stay in, especially when we talk about education, stay in means to remain. Right? I mean, is when you complete, for example, your studies, you remain, you stay there, you stay in, right? That's the idea of stay in. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to check this part. Yeah. What I'm going to do now, babies, is I'm going to do an exercise. I'm going to use this 13 for the next session, para la próxima sesión. Because now what I want to do with you is, and I have to check other exercises too, but what I want to do is to share the screen, because I want to show you and I want to practice with you, let's say, some readings that in this level you have to know how to do it. Okay, let me see. Wait a minute. This is,
Profe,
yes.
el profe Ricardo dijo que esta semana no íbamos a tener clases, era solo las pruebas.
Mañana no, porque tomorrow we have the test. Y el miércoles, el viernes tenemos prueba también. Vamos a buscar los dos días, una prueba más difícil. O sea, no es
Y
difícil.
también tenemos otro el día
Miércoles.
jueves, ¿o no?
No,
Creo que tenemos.
no, miércoles tengo entendido que es
Ah,
lunes.
sí.
O sea, martes, miércoles y viernes. Así que vamos a estar casi en puras pruebas. Mira, lo que ves, miren esto, que yo se los mandé, pero la Tiare me dijo que había llegado en blanco, lo encuentro tan raro, porque es el mismo que tengo acá, es el mismo que subí este. Pero igual, si no les llegó, se los voy a reenviar para que lo vean en la casa. Mira, this is what I want to show you, which is very important, es súper importante. Yeah, this is a reading. Se subió de nuevo, ¿qué pasa? Baje, baje, baje. Ya. Cuesta que se pegue esta cosa ahí. Babies, ya. Look at this. Mira, este es el reading, este es un reading, no es reading. Este es un reading de ejercicio. This is a reading to exercise. It's called Blind Runner. What I want to tell you is that this is typical for intermediate level. Así son los del nivel intermedio. Quiero subir un poquito más para... yeah, mira. Look at the instruction, because that's what you have to do tomorrow. The first thing you have to do is to read the instructions. That's very important, because some students sometimes start reading and they don't, you know, read the instructions, which are very important. You're going to read an article, you know, this is a newspaper article about a blind runner. And here, you know, there are some sentences in this article. 6 sentences that have been removed from this, you know, article. So what do we have to do? We have to choose from A, G, that we have in the next page, not here, in the next page, the one which fits each gap. That's why here, you see 37, you have a gap there, 38 gap, and then we have gaps up to 42. And there is always, in these types of tests, an extra sentence, which you do not need to use. So we read this, you see, carefully, of course, and then we have to start thinking about, from the sentences that we have in the next sheet of paper, which of these sentences have been removed. The sentences, of course, we have to put it here, have to be according to what we are reading in this first paragraph. So here we have in 38 what continues. That's the idea, you see. So, for example, in this case, I would like you to have at least, let's say maybe you can skim the text, right? As you used to do in reading, in the reading subject that you have last semester. You can have you can skim or scan if you want, so as to have an idea, a general idea of what this reading is about. Well, I'm going to read it with you, so to have an idea. Yeah, here we have, you see, this is Paul Hartley. It's a very important it's not newspaper. How do we call this guy? He works for an important newspaper, and he's a journalist. Well, Paul Hartley reports on a blind runner called Simon Croft, who enjoys taking part in marathon and ultramarathon races, running distances between 42 kilometers and 160 kilometers. Well, it says here, running marathons, a race of 42 kilometers, has become increasingly popular. The distance poses, well, if we don't know the word, you see, try to understand the general message, okay? It says, well, has become increasingly popular. The distance poses extreme physical and mental challenges for anyone. But for Simon, you see, there is another hurdle. He has been blind since he was 18 years old. Well, if you want to learn, you see, more vocabulary, if you're interested in, let's say, having, using other words, I have to tell you that hurdle, because of the context, if maybe I have never seen that word, but if you sit here, I understand that the idea is obstacle, right? There's another obstacle, because remember that he is a blind runner, blind, so he cannot see, right? Okay, so for the past 2 years, Simon, now 29, has been overcoming, his disability to compete in marathons and ultramarathons by training with runners who act as his guides, and also rather uniquely, but teaching him to run solo out on the streets. I got bored exercising indoors, so thought I'll have a go at running outside. Do you remember, I think that, yeah, to have a go is an expression that I remember once we reviewed, but if you don't remember, to have a go means to try to do something. That's to have a go. So here says, I'll have a go at running outside, he explains, because here it says that I got bored exercising indoors. So thought, I'll have a go running outside, he explains. Then he got bored again and wanted to try running on the roads. Okay, and then we have 37. So we have to look for the sentence that has been removed that continues with this idea. Okay? Yeah. Then it says weeks of gradual exploration followed walking a route alone. Oh, this guy is very special, right? Yeah. And it took him along little used pavements alongside a busy main road. He also recruited technology to help him form his mental map of the area using a smartphone app to provide feedback through headphones about his pace and distance. This information could then be cross-referenced. You know this expression is to make reference, as a referencia, right? With his knowledge of the route and any obstacles. Wait a minute. Yeah. Now having covered, where are we? Yeah. So there we have to look for the sentence that can continue with the idea here. Now having covered hundreds of kilometers alone on the route, Simon has been able gradually to phase out the app. Phase out. Well, needed to phase out is to eliminate. That's the idea here. Yeah, so this guy is very special, right? Well, gradually to phase out the app. When I first started, I had to really concentrate to an unbelievable level to know where my feet were falling. Now it has become quite automated. Another idea continues there. You have to look for it. I did make a few mistakes early on, like running into, wait a minute, patient. Yeah, into posts. But you only run into a post once before you think, right, I'm going to remember where that is next time, he laughs. You know, you only run into a post. It's like you only, maybe sometimes when you run into a post is when you maybe you can collide with, or you can crash, you know, into. That's the idea of run into post. Joining Simon for a training session says it's striking how natural and fluid his movement is. It's like unbelievable how natural and fluid his movement is. He takes shorter, shallower, more gentle steps than most runners, using his feet to feel his way. His landmarks are minute changes in gradient and slight variations in the running surface. Well, you know what landmarks are, right? Solo punto de referencia. Like, for example, when you're in a city, you have certain points that help you where you are. Maybe think about it, he's blind. So maybe he knows where he is. Maybe he has a kind of reference to know where in this moment he's running. It says, well, it continues the idea. You see, because 40. I have to believe this route is going to stay consistent, and there won't be things like road signs or big rocks, he says. 41. The idea goes on because we have another space here. I try to concentrate on the millions of footsteps that go right and think positively, he explains. When it comes to racing in ultra-distance events, Simon has to use guides to run sections of the course with him. After all, yeah, because maybe he can get lost, right? After all, it would be almost impossible to memorize a 150-kilometer stretch of countryside by heart. Imagine, I don't understand how these people memorize, you know, these, roads. However, the physical and practical advantages of training in the fresh air on his own terms are vast and have boosted this confidence in his running ability, as well as providing inspiration to others. But for Simon, the real thrill and motivation for training come from simply being able to compete on equal terms. 42. He goes on with the idea. I can't hide the fact I'm blind, he says. But at the same time, at the same time, I would rather compete with everybody else and not be put into a special group. Being visually impaired doesn't mean you can't run. Okay, so impaired, referring to ability, means how would you say this? Like when you're, disability, discapacitado, that's it, right? So I think he's, thrill. He has a lot of thrill. Thrill means enthusiasm, right? Thrill. When I read this article, you see, the first time, it really impressed me a lot. This person, right? Simon, because Simon cannot see, right? And he, anyway, although he cannot see, he thinks that he can do something. And I think it's very important because, he has something inside of him that he is always thinking that he can do it. Although, there are hurdles in the road, obstacles, but this is not a problem for him. He wants to do it as any other person because he thinks that being visually impaired doesn't mean that you can't do something. In this case, that you can't run, right? Very interesting, I think. Okay, so, and then this is the article. So what do we have to do here is, to look for the sentences that have been, removed from this article and put it in the correct, this white space. That means that the idea, the sentence has to do with the idea that you have, in this paragraph, right? And if you see, I'm going to show you the sentences. Wait a minute. This is, I think, this is reading. I need, where? It's not this one. Yeah. Can you see? ¿Pueden verlo? ¿Tiare?
Yes.
Yeah. Mira, here, entonces, en el texto vienen, you find these sentences. Estas son las frases. Dice, A, these provide the familiarity and consistency essential for the blind runner. Es una frase. Tenemos que buscar dónde se puede colocar that continues with the idea of the paragraph. Their support gave him extra confidence regarding his changing surroundings. C, Simon believes the feelings of liberation and independence he gets from running solo far outweigh any anxiety over such dangers, right? To outweigh means pueden superar, outweigh, superar, considerar, also consider. He began by training on football pitches. These are, the places like where people, players play. Behind his house, running between the goal posts. These are the posts that, that people, use in sports, for example, right? The area of goal. It gives him a great opportunity to run with everyone. That's not to say the learning curve has been without incident. Yeah. As a result of this slow experimentation, he was able to memorize a set 5-kilometer course. Yeah, so you have, the idea is that you can put these sentences, that have been taken out from the text in the correct place. You see, that's very typical from this level. Most of the tests are of this type, apart from multiple choices, of course. Yeah? Tiara, did you see then, Kimberly?
Yes.
Yeah, y la Kim? Kimberly?
Yes. So the test tomorrow will be something similar to this. Like
yeah,
we have to
similar.
put the,
Yeah, I think for all of you people who are watching this, video, you have to know that, yeah, this is a reading comprehension. You have to read, you have to understand, comprehend, and then in these spaces, the idea is to put these sentences into the correct paragraph, and it means that this idea follow, the content of this paragraph. Okay, esa es la idea. That's the idea. I did it last night. Yo lo hice anoche, this one. I read it and I did it. And I put my let's say, for example, here I'm going to go back again for you. Let's see if I can check that. Yeah. Here it is again. Yeah, for example, what I did is here. Lo voy a reenviar porque según la Tiare dice que llegó en blanco.
Sí, a mí también me llegó así, profe.
¿Sí?
Como que yo lo vi en la noche y también pensé que era mi celular que no me cargaba, pero ahora que lo mencionan, parece que no era solo yo.
Qué raro. Lo voy a volver a enviar porque es raro que llegó en blanco. No sé por qué. I really don't understand. Lo voy a enviar de nuevo apenas terminemos ahora para que lo hagan tranquilo en la casa, para que lo hagan de manera de ejemplo, de training, de entrenamiento. Ya, lo que hice yo, por ejemplo, aquí en el 37, entonces ustedes van a usar una hoja de respuesta para que hagan llegar la hoja de respuesta. Es igual que como cuando uno hace una tarea in the system that we are using, right? In the platform, en el Google Classroom. Ya, los que no pueden mandarlo ahí, bueno, también se lo pueden mandarlo al correo del profe, Ricardo, y después nos dividimos nosotros la tarea. For example, here in this case, aquí yo puse la letra D, because letter D corresponds to what we the idea that follows it, la idea que continúa, right? I put it this, aquí, here, 30, I mean in 37, put it letter D. And here in 38, and in 38, I completed, I mean, the sentence that really goes well here is letter G. So maybe you can take notes and then you can do it, lo pueden hacer, pero vean después si realmente las letras que pusieron ustedes corresponden a las que yo dije o no. No, háganlo primero solita, ¿ya? Para ver, y después lo pueden chequear. En el 39, 39, I put it F, letra F here, F. And then in 40, in 40, this is here, 40, I put A, letter A. And here in 41, what I put here is letter C. And in 42, I completed with letter E. That's what I did. Okay. Ya, entonces yo se los voy a reenviar de nuevo porque como dice que les llegó así en blanco, no entiendo por qué. Y in case that you receive it again, si lo reciben de nuevo en blanco, mándame un correito rápido y se los reenvío al correo. I can send it to the email for you to practice. Right? Okay? Yeah. Eso quería mostrarle. I want to show you to everybody. And people who are not attending these sessions, you can, follow. I mean, you can, look for these types of, exercises, in the web. You can find many and start practicing because they are very important. This is just training. For example, if you decide to take FCE exam, international exam, these are the types of, tests you're going to find. So, and this is a matter of training, just, maybe if you read every day, for example, just 10 minutes or 15 minutes, at the end, you're going to be very fast in order to, answer a test like this, because they are not terrible. Okay? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to here. Yeah, all right. So now let's go back to the book. Podemos volver al libro, todavía nos quedan unos minutitos. We can take advantage of this. And I'm going to go to the book to do the last activity, and I'm going to share now the book for everybody. So, and this is the book. This is, where is it? Live 4. Yeah. Supposed to finish. And maybe next class, we're going to finish the things that are pending, lo que está pendiente. Yeah, here we are. This is number 4. Here we are. Remember that the test is going to be about unit 1, 2, and 3. Here we are. Aquí estamos. This is the speaking part that we have pending. Yeah. I'm going to use this one, some tool. Yeah, okay. So this section is the one that we have pending, right? That says speaking. Can you see it? Yes or no? Can you see this page?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, it says speaking. Work in pairs. You need to meet several times for a project for your English class. Find dates when you can get together. Yeah, and then the guy asks, what are you up to next week? Maybe we can get together early in the week. Yeah, here they're using this is an expression which is like maybe informal. This is an informal expression. To be up to, it's informal. That means like, what are you doing? That's the idea of what are you up? What are you up to next week? The meaning in English of this informal expression is, what are you doing, right? That's the idea. So what are you up to next week? Maybe we can get together early in the week. It says, okay, do you have any plans for Monday? And then they start, you see, having the conversations where we're going to use the different types of future, right? Okay, do you have any plans for Monday? Remember that the idea is that you have to meet several times because you have a project for your English class. It's like you have a project for your class because you have to present, remember, a class in the near future by, through a video. Okay, find dates when you can get together. Yeah, let's have the conversation. Imagine that the three of us are going to, meet many times because we have this project, and we are going to start our conversation. I mean, trying to come to an agreement about the dates when we are going to meet and the things that maybe we're going to do. Okay? Yeah, I'm going to start. I'm going to ask you, ladies. Are you up to next Saturday? Because maybe we can get together early, maybe not so early, about 6 maybe in the afternoon. Do you have any plans for that day?
No, I don't have any plans. So maybe I'm available around that time.
All right. And what about you, Tiare? Are you available at that time?
Yes, and able, able,
I am available. Available.
and available too.
All right. Okay, good. And so where are we going to meet? Where? Can you, give me some ideas? Where are we going to meet?
I think we should meet at my house.
Yeah, okay. So maybe we are going to meet at, you see, Kimberly's house. Yeah. Tiare, do you know where Kimberly lives?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Kimberly, do you live in Viña or Valparaiso?
I live in Viña.
In Viña, okay. Is there, let's say, good transportation to get to your house?
Yeah, there is. You guys can take the bus in Parroquia de Viña,
Yeah,
and you can take the 204.
yeah, okay. So, Tiare, so maybe we can get together, you see, at Parroquia de Viña, and we can take the bus together to get to Kimberly's house. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree with you.
All right. So we are going to meet there, right? Do you have any ideas for our project? Remember that our project is about, we have to you see, have a class in English in order to teach something. Have you thought about it? Do you have any idea in mind?
We can do a class about modal verbs.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, are you thinking, have you thought about, the our audience? For example, if the class is going to be for students of elementary school or sorry, or high school.
I think our audience is going to be elementary school, so I think we should focus on something more easy. So maybe like some
Yeah,
vocabulary and also some verbal tense. I don't know how to say
yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay, some grammar tenses. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, so maybe we are the first thing that we have, decided is that we are going. Remember that we have to use future here. We are going to teach, students from elementary school, and we are going to teach something that is not going to be difficult for them, something easier. Okay, easier. So maybe as you say, I think that the models are a little bit difficult for elementary school students. Tiare, what do you think? Maybe because in that case, we should teach to, let's say, for example, at maybe teenagers that are in third year in high school.
Yes, I agree with you. If our audience will
Mhm.
be elementary school, we can teach simple present.
Yeah, yeah. Or as Kimberly says, we can teach vocabulary, you see, in context, and at the same time, we can teach, for example, present simple, right? Something like that. It teach vocabulary and present simple, you see. Maybe have you thought about the topic of the vocabulary?
we should do something related to daily routine since we're going to talk about simple present. I
Yeah.
think maybe activities like that they do in their everyday life, such
Yeah.
as
Okay. Yeah.
okay,
Okay. So maybe so then we are going to teach, about activities, regular activities, they do in their, let's say, in their houses, right? And because this is going to be perfect to teach simple present. Or maybe we can teach so as to, they can enjoy, for example, activities that they like doing, yeah, when they are at home. So in this case, you can also teach, present simple, right? Okay. So at least we have an idea. We have an idea. So, Tiare, what are the ideas then? First, we are going. Can you tell me?
We are going to Kimberly house
Yeah. And where are we going to meet?
at Parroquia de Viña.
Yeah. Okay.
And after that, we decide our audience, elementary school.
Yeah. So we are going to teach to elementary school students. Yeah.
Yes. And finally, we have to talk about vocabulary.
Yeah. So we are going to teach, these students vocabulary and simple present. Yes.
Yes.
And we are going to focus on, you see, the activities that they like doing or they regularly do, when they are at home. Yeah. And have you thought about, for example, let's say, how we are going to do it? How? What maybe approaches we are going to use and focus métodos? ¿Qué metodología? What methodology we are going to use? For example, where are we going to teach this through a game? Are we going to teach this through, let's say, a song? Are we going to teach this through role playing? What are we going to do? Remember that they are elementary school students. So they are all the time moving. Oh, they stand up, they sit down, they go maybe to different places. They're all the time moving.
I think we should maybe explain everything super well, and then afterwards we can do a sort of like a game so that it's more clear to them and it's a more fun activity for them since they are very
Yeah, Kimberly, correct. So we can use with them, since they are elementary school teachers, I think it could be a good idea to teach using TPR, total physical response, TPR. That means that when you teach them, for example, you use your body, right? That's TPR, or you make them move. For example, okay, if they say, if you like singing, you say, hey, come on, sing now. You see, for example, well, so you like singing, or maybe every day you sing songs, you see, in English, right? And then someone you can sing for la 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 la. You mean that's typical response. Or for example, if you're going to ask them, yeah, if you make your bed every day, yeah, so you teach them how to do it. You see, for example, this is the idea of total physical response. You explain with your body, because, or you use pictures, or you can use realia. Realia means objects of real life, objetos de la vida real, right? For example, you play, le gusta jugar con el celular, se le muestra. You play, le muestro un juego aquí. That's what you like. So you play, for example, maybe, I don't know, different games, right? This is the idea of realia. Se llama realia, okay? Yeah, okay, so we are okay. We're doing quite well. Vamos bien. So we're doing quite well with our class. So we continue them. We can meet another day. So we can think while we are meeting. So our arrangement is that we are meeting, maybe soon. We're meeting this weekend, at Kimberly's house. And it's going to be, very interesting, and maybe we're going to have a lot of fun, like, doing different kinds of activities. And the thing that we can never forget is that they are elementary school students, babies. Lo más importante es la audiencia, no se lo olvide, because they are kids, son niños, yeah. No es lo mismo enseñar a un niño chico, a un niño básica, que a uno de media, ni a un adulto. It's not the same. Tienen que pensar en esas cositas. ¿Ya? No las saben todavía a lo mejor, pero para que ya, ustedes imagínense, porque todavía no han tenido metodología, no le han enseñado metodología, ¿no es cierto? No.
No.
Entonces tenemos que usar lo que nosotros, ¿cómo lo haríamos? Por eso dijimos nosotros, ¿cómo lo haríamos nosotros? Pero siempre piensen que depende, la audiencia nos da muchas ideas, ¿cómo lo hacemos? Porque si son niños hay muchas cosas que no saben. Y los niños como se mueven mucho, son hiperkinéticos, hay que hacer cosas que sean también, que se muevan, que lo pasen bien, que lo disfruten. Puede ser a través de un juego, que se tiren al suelo, o que dibujen. Pueden hacer, todas esas cosas son las que uno tiene que pensar cuando son niños. No es lo mismo cuando son niños de enseñanza media que ya no son niños. Ya son, tienen otra edad, ya tienen un poquito más de no. ¿Ok? ¿Estamos listos? Are we ready? Yeah.
Yes.
So, when are we going to meet? ¿Cuándo nos vamos a juntar de nuevo? So, I'm going to say goodbye to you because I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to stop, first of all. I'm going to zoom out. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think it's okay. Yeah, I'm going to close. Yes. Okay, so here I'm going to stop.